Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining me today. Just going to wait a few more minutes for hopefully more attendees. In the meantime, for those that have already joined me, I would love to learn more about you. If you can just tell me from where in the world you're joining me from today, as well as which Nexford program you're interested in applying to. So you can type it out in the chat section. Let me know if everybody's able to access that. I've just sent a message to everybody. Okay, Ansa saying you're from Ghana and you're interested in our MBA. That's fantastic. That's a great choice. Our next intake starts on December 1st. So if you haven't already enrolled, then that is the closest you can join the next intake that you can join. How about Augustine? I see that you're with us on the call too. I'd love to learn more about you. London, MBA, amazing. All right, fantastic. I'm glad to see some diversity today in our call. I think I can get started. I'm not sure if there are more people who are going to join us today, and that's okay. So again, I'll just introduce myself. My name is Mai, and I'm an advisor here at Nexford University. I've been with Nexford for over 3 years now, and during that time, of course, I've spoken with so many different learners from all around the world. Nexford currently has learners from over 95 countries from around the world. So it would be fantastic to have you guys join our global learner community as well. Of course, I often get asked, how exactly am I going to study online at Nexford? How is the online platform like? How's the experience like? And that's exactly what I'm here to show you guys today. So of course, if you have any specific questions you come ready with for this call today, please make sure to send it in the Q&A section or the Q&A box. You should see a button for that in your Zoom application or the Zoom software. I'd love for you to send your questions there so I can get to your questions at the end of the webinar. Okay, with that, let me start sharing my screen so you guys can start to see the online platform. And can everybody hear me just fine with a show of hands, or you can say yes, or just any sort of note? Okay, fantastic. Great. So I hope the connection is just fine. I'm not cutting off. It's important you guys are able to hear me just fine today so I can smoothly go through the online platform. Okay, I'm just going to share my screen. Let me know if everybody can see it. Okay. With a show of hands, I'm assuming you guys can see it. I'd love to hear a yes as well on the chat. That would be great. So then I can start to tell you guys all the different elements of the online platform. Fantastic. Thank you guys so much for being so responsive. I see more people have joined us. So for those who have just joined, thanks for coming in today. We started our webinar by just sort of introducing ourselves and saying from where in the world we're joining from today, as well as which Nexford program we're interested in. Just an FYI, this webinar is being recorded. So if at any point you need to get out of the webinar or you're facing any sort of technical issues, that's okay. It's being recorded. As long as you have registered for the webinar, you can ask our team to receive a recording for this webinar, for this virtual tour. And additionally, if you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask me. I'll do my best to answer them towards the end of this 30-minute webinar today. Sometimes we can run over a little bit if we happen to get a lot of questions. Just make sure you take this opportunity today to ask any questions you have about Nexford or the online learning experience. Okay, so let me tell you guys what you're currently looking at as I'm sharing my screen. This is the homepage of our online learning platform. So we use a learning management system called Canvas. We adopted this early in the year, and it's also being adopted by top universities like Harvard and Oxford. I'm sure you'll find this online platform very user-friendly. A lot of our learners really enjoy it. I'll tell you guys about some of the simple features and how to navigate through it today. Of course, once you do apply and enroll at Nexford, you're going to get a full orientation for the online platform and how to navigate through everything. So you will be fully equipped with everything you need to know before you start your official Nexford program. So I'll try my best to cover some of that today. And if there's any part you have extra questions about, don't feel shy, please, to ask more about it. All right, so if at any point you've applied and enrolled, so those are two different things, by the way. When you apply, you pay a one-time $20 application fee, and then you get, your documents reviewed by our admissions team, the admission requirements. Once you get hopefully accepted with a successful admission into Nexford, the next stage is to enroll. To enroll, that is the stage where you need to pay at least the first month of your program tuition. When I say first month, of course, that applies to degree programs and that applies to short certificates. But if you're applying to a single course, then you only pay a one-time fee. Because our single courses only cost a one-time fee instead of course, a monthly fee throughout the duration of your program. So once you've enrolled, that means you're officially in the global learner community, and you get to choose a start date. You can choose a start date up to 3 months ahead. So if anyone is planning to enroll today or tomorrow, since the deadline for the November intake, unfortunately, has already passed, the soonest intake you can join is December 1st. So we'd love for you guys to join us on December 1st as well. It's important to note that Nexford is looking to increase its tuition fees in the start of 2023. So if you happen to succeed to enroll this year before the start of the new year, I would fully recommend that even if you're not ready to start your program right away on January 1st, you will still be able to secure our current tuition fees instead of the increased fees in the new year. So I do recommend you look into that. You can start as late as March 2023, but at least you'll still have secured our old tuition fees. All right, with that note, let me explain to you what we're looking at. So of course, I'm not an Nexford learner. This is just a demo account, but through here, you can see how your online platform is going to look like and how the experience is going to be like. So these 4 boxes here represent either courses that you're enrolled in at Nexford or additional features, or I would say resources that you have access to. So these two, this one, Roadmap to Success, represents a BBA course, and this Leadership and Organizational Development represents an MBA course that I'm enrolled in. However, the NXU Orientation, this is sort of your welcome package once you enroll at Nexford. It's a course that is short. It's much shorter than all of our courses. Every Nexford course is designed to have 6 modules you'll need to complete, as well as a final project. Whereas the orientation only has 3 modules. So it's much shorter, and I'll give you a sneak peek of this today so you have an idea what the orientation is all about. Finally, there is a writing lab. So this writing lab is a resource that's always available for you. And it's there to help you with anything writing related, because we know that not everybody's a natural born writer at Nexford. All right, and then let me show you the orientation. So this is the first module of the orientation. This is the introduction rather, but let me show you the module section. So whenever you open a course, you're going to find sort of like this table of contents on the left side that represent what is included in the course. So for this, it's much shorter, whereas if I were to show you another course, you'll see that it's set up quite different. So it has more options. It has a people section, there's grades and all that. Of course, it's different for the introduction. So no matter what you do, when you need to complete the introduction, the orientation, that's not going to affect your grades for the program that you're enrolled in, whether it's an MBA or a BBA or other. Okay, let's go back to the orientation. So like I showed you, this is the module section. So there's an introduction, 3 modules, and then a closing. And that's just how short this course is. This is the introduction section. Right from the beginning, you'll see that there is a welcome video from our founder and CEO, Fadl Tarzi. I'd love to play this for you guys just for a few seconds.
It's been said that the future is a convenient place for dreams, so why not dream big? I've always known education changes lives, but I first realized its impact over a decade ago. On my entrepreneurial journey, I saw a gap between the skills of college graduates and the needs of employers. With my own startups, I struggled to find people with the right competencies. For example, I couldn't find a software engineer with effective communication skills. I couldn't find the creative designers who could plan. I thought to myself, is this why unemployment stats of college graduates?
Okay, that is just a sneak peek for you guys. Of course, you can watch it in its entirety, hopefully once you get enrolled at Nexford. And I just want to let you know that this is just a small example of the different elements, dynamic elements through which you're going to be doing your studying at Nexford. So it's not just going to be a lot of text. You'll find videos like these. Sometimes you'll find embedded YouTube videos or links to watch YouTube videos or playlists outside of the online platform. You'll find outside resources in general. You might find embedded audio clips, blog links, articles, little quizzes and exercises here and there. So there's always something to keep you engaged. We don't want our learners falling asleep. You'll find that the online platform always changes in front of you, and I hope I can show you a bit of an example for that today. So for any video, you'll find that there is a written transcript that you can download, which definitely helps things. As you go through the orientation, right from the beginning, we do tell you about all the different join that you can do that help you with your learning experience right from the beginning, such as joining our learning communities that are led by other Nexford learners that are also industry experts. You'll find that they cover different industries from around the world. If you're interested in entrepreneurship, then I would recommend you join that learner community. Of course, there's also finance, there's HR, and there's marketing. And then, of course, we have learner WhatsApp groups. We have new WhatsApp groups getting created every month or so. You'll find some of them are country specific, intake specific, or program specific. So you can join so many different ones, and they're super helpful. It's great to have some sort of study buddies while you're starting your next journey. As you go through the orientation, it'll tell you more about, of course, the Nexford University policies, what programs we offer, what are the benefits that you get as an Nexford learner. You're also going to get information about how the courses are ordered, how to add more courses, how to remove courses, how to finish your program faster. You'll learn about deadlines, participation deadlines, assignment deadlines. So you'll know this very, very well, so you shouldn't ever have to worry throughout your program. And of course, if you ever need to take a leave of absence or a break, so we call that a leave of absence officially at Nexford, you can request that from our team. If you're studying our MBA, have up to 4 months or sometimes 6 months upon request, to take a break from your program. During that period, of course, you're not going to be paying tuition. You only pay tuition at Nexford for the months that you spend studying. So we understand that life happens. We don't want you to feel pressure that you cannot ever pause your program, because you definitely can. We just need to let our admissions team, our success team know right away. So as a learner, you're going to be very well acquainted with our success team. When I say success, it's because they represent several success advisors from all around the world. Once you get enrolled, you actually get assigned a specific success advisor, and they're going to be sort of as your coach or mentor throughout the first few months of your program, specifically the first quarter. Does it mean that once they're no longer there, you're not going to receive that same kind of support? Definitely not. You will still have access to get help and support from success advisors from all around the world, as well as, of course, faculty 24/7. So we offer 24/7 support. You can always reach out to our team. So you can, arrange a call with a success advisor. You can email them. You can send them a message in our inbox. There's a WhatsApp line for them as well. So there's so many different ways you can communicate with our team and our faculty. You even get a tour as well, sort of like a map for the online campus. You get all kinds of support through the orientations. That way you'll never be confused or lost as you go through your Nexford program. So that is just a sneak peek for the orientation, guys. Of course, you will be required to complete this before you start your official Nexford program. So that was just a bit of the introductions. There's still 3 modules. You'll learn so much more. Let me know, you guys, if you have any questions about what I've covered so far. I'm happy to try my best to answer your questions. So do send them in the Q&A section or the Q&A segment or box, and I'll do my best to answer those questions. And this is just to show you that you can open the orientation in a separate tab. So you can sort of have it bigger, a little more maximized if you like. Okay, so back to the homepage. That was the orientation, guys. Let me talk about the different elements on the side here. But before I do that, I want to do a quick notice that this online platform that I said, of course, is called Canvas. The great thing is that there is actually a mobile application. So there's a mobile application called Canvas Student. Whether you use an Android or an iPhone, you can definitely download this. So this application is available everywhere. Once you get your login credentials as an Nexford learner, you're going to be able to just search for Nexford, use your login credentials, and do your studying online on your mobile phone. This is even going to change to be with the sort of Nexford yellow, black, and white theme. You'll be able to do your studying on the go. There aren't specific times to study. You can log in any time of the day, any time of the week to do your Nexford studying, as long as you meet your deadlines for your assignments, your participation, and so on. All right, so on the side here, the left side navigation pane, if you click on courses, it's just going to show you an overview of the courses that you're enrolled in. And then, of course, there's a calendar. So for every course, you can actually change the color of the course. And where does this make a difference? It would be in the calendar, because you'll see that the reminders that are automatic based on the assignments and so on that you have in these courses, they get added automatically in your calendar, so you never miss out on any notifications that you need. Of course, you can change your view, what you want to see in the calendar. You can add your own events simply by clicking anywhere. Just put in the details, there's a to-do list and everything. You can even make it much more fleshed out if you want to put in more details in your calendar. And most importantly, the calendar is something you can sync with your mobile phone or your PC or your laptop. So that way you're always connected and you never miss out on any important deadlines or reminders. So that is the calendar. And then there's an inbox. So the inbox is one of the easiest ways to communicate with anybody in our learner community, whether it's a faculty member or another learner. So you do receive notifications for certain events and announcements straight to your inbox. I'll tell you more about what this is exactly, but let's first show you how to compose a new message. All you need to do is pick a certain course that you're enrolled in. For example, let's say Roadmap to Success. Do you want to speak with a teacher or a student? Let's say in this case, you want to speak with a student named Abigail. Just put in a subject, put in your message, and send. It's that easy. Just send a message to any other learner. And once you're enrolled in any course, you'll find, for example, here, there's a section called People. So by clicking on People, this is where you can tell who else is enrolled with you in this course, in this intake. People should show you a bunch of learners. There should be a bigger list than this. In fact, you'll also find who the teacher is. So in this case, it's Dr. Bill Reed. And that way you can even message your teacher or message any other student before you even start your course if you have any questions. So that is the inbox, you guys. Of course, you have access to that as well on your mobile phone. Okay, Ansa, I see that you need to go. Thanks for joining me today. That's no worries. I hope you enjoyed the webinar so far. It is being recorded, so I will continue. So hopefully you can watch the rest of this upon request by letting our team know that you wish to see a recording for this. Okay, you're welcome, and I hope you have a good day. All right. Okay, so let's continue. So that is the inbox, you guys. And I think I should finally talk about Caroline Fernandez and the Writing Lab. So this is the other box you see here, right? So this does not represent a course that you choose to get enrolled in at Nexford. It's a resource that you always have access to. Once you click on that, it takes you to the homepage of the Writing Lab. There's a couple of announcements on the top. These announcements are the same ones that you see in your inbox as well. And I'll tell you what those are announcements for. But if you scroll down, you get an introduction of what the Writing Lab is all about. So we know that not everyone is a natural born writer at Nexford, and especially for the types of assignments you would be required to do with Nexford, there's a kind of formatting that you need to learn, such as APA formatting. So you're going to learn all about that and how to use that and apply that at Nexford and in your assignments. Of course, this also helps you with your academic writing and your English skills. So there is a module section here as well, but it's set up a bit different than any other course. Because like I said, this isn't a course, it's rather a resource that you always have access to. So there are going to be different topics that you can go through. Let's say you need help with paraphrasing, you need help with your English grammar or paragraph structures. You'll find all the info you need for things like that. Here's an example for paraphrasing and essay writing. So you'll find there's a video, for example. So you'll find all types of resources here. So it'll tell you whether it's a video or whether it's a paper you need to read. And if this doesn't answer your question, you might find some FAQs here that can help you further. If it still doesn't answer your question, then you can book a one-on-one session with our writing lab coach, Caroline Fernandez. Okay, so if you scroll to the bottom, here's Caroline Fernandez, and you can you'll see a little introduction for her here, and you can book a one-on-one meeting with her. When you click on this, it'll take you to this booking page for Caroline. You'll see that you can pick a date or a timing that suits you, and then book a one-on-one session with her. So that will be a 30-minute call with Caroline where you can ask her any questions that you may have. She'll do her best to assist you with that. So just pick a day, the timing, for example, put in your info, click on book, and that's it. And that's how easy it is to just book a one-on-one call with her. Whereas these announcements that you're seeing in your inbox, as well as in the writing lab section here, these are for drop-in sessions that Caroline regularly holds, probably weekly she holds these. So she announces them. And she'll even say sometimes what these sessions cover, right? These drop-in sessions. And there's always often a PowerPoint presentation that you can download as well. There's a recording for that. I would recommend these drop-in sessions as well, aside from the one-on-one sessions with Caroline, because it's great because you get to actually see and hear from other learners from around the world. These can get joined by over 80 or maybe even up to 100 learners at a time. So it's one of the best ways you can also get to know your global learner community. Okay, so that's the writing lab, you guys. Let me know if you have any questions about that. And back to the homepage here. We're close to wrapping up our call. And we'll try to cover as much as I can about the Nexford learning experience and the different features. So for now, let me just tell you guys about the NXU library as well. So that's one of the resources you have access to. So this is a robust library of over 60 million resources that covers so many different topics and industries around the world. So these have, encyclopedias, they have research papers, they have articles, and so much more. So you can truly utilize this as a research tool throughout your Nexford learning journey. Super useful. It's super, you find a lot of useful information here. So you can use it for your assignments. You can even do it for additional learning. That is a sneak peek of the NXU library. When I say NXU, I mean Nexford University. And then finally, let me just talk about the benefits you get as a Nexford learner. So there's LinkedIn Learning. If you haven't heard of LinkedIn Learning yet, it is obviously under LinkedIn, and it is a place where you have access to over 16,000 LinkedIn Learning courses and videos, after which you get a certificate of completion once you complete them. So as an Nexford learner, you get unlimited and free access to this as opposed to paying for a subscription. So you'll find some of these are suggested in your courses and some modules. Sometimes they're related to the course that you're studying at Nexford. Sometimes they're completely unrelated, but you have the freedom to jump into LinkedIn anyway. There are no limitations. You can take any course you want. And our learners really find this a great benefit. You also get a certificate of completion once you complete these. So it gets to show your, your employer or even your community that you're learning on the go. You're not just waiting to finish your Nexford program to apply these skills. And upon completing some Nexford courses, you will get these digital badges with fun names like data-driven decision maker, financial decision supporter. So I know this may not make a lot of sense to anyone that's not in the Nexford learner community. The great thing is anybody can click on that and it takes you to this verified page by Badger, which shows you what skills and competencies you gained in order to be awarded this badge. So what course did you finish? What did you learn? And so on. Some of our learners make it a sort of hobby to collect these badges. It's a great pat on the back and really shows that you're successfully going through your Nexford program. All right, last but not least is just the career services portal at Nexford. So through here, we sort of summarize all the the career-related features and benefits you get as an Nexford learner. So of course, one of that is LinkedIn Learning, which I've already told you guys about. So you'll have access to that, unlimited access to that as a Nexford learner. And if you're based in Africa, you also get access to IBM Digital Nation Africa, kind of similar to LinkedIn Learning, only it covers more tech-related and AI and cybersecurity and programming types of courses if you're interested in that more. And then there's also Localized. So this is a great platform where you can create a profile for yourself. You can get connected with career coaches and mentors around the world. You can even join virtual job fairs. So I truly recommend you look into that as well. You can just go to localized.world/students to learn more about this platform, or simply go to nexford.org/career to learn about all our different career services portals. All right. And for example, if you are taking your MBA, you actually have your first career planning session in your 3rd month learning with us. So I do recommend you look into this a little more. We help you with everything, also even related to, how to set up your CV, how to prepare for interviews. So all these different, benefits and features will definitely help you in those areas. Okay, and also I just want to talk about the Global Grid. So if you haven't heard about the Global Grid, we launched this initiative earlier in the year. It's a mentorship program that will enable talent around the world to prepare for remote jobs. You'll find that there are live webinars that we announce. Check those out in our events page. These can be joined by anybody, but then we have these group mentoring sessions that are exclusive only to Nexford learners. So you'll find that our mentors come from all around the world and they're handpicked for their industry expertise. They work in companies like Samsung and Coca-Cola. I recommend you also learn more about the Global Grid and how it is helping our learners all around the world. And there's also Forage. So we also partnered up with them earlier in the year, and it's a career resource where you can get virtual work experience at real companies like JP Morgan and Accenture. So it's a free resource and it complements your learning as you get to apply the skills that you learn. Plus, you can choose to actually share your task submissions with recruiters, which can definitely lead to interview opportunities for internships. So you'll find, if you ever find Forage, you'll find it also mentioned in some of the courses that you're enrolled in at Nexford. So it'll be there as a plus if you want to take that, if you want to do some additional learning. Right, so I think I've covered as much as I could today in our short time. If you have any specific questions about any areas, please feel free to ask me. We have a few more minutes here where I can start answering some questions. I'll be more than happy to do that. Any questions, you guys? Do you have any questions about how to apply or how to enroll, or when our next intake is, or what our admission requirements are? I can tell you guys about our different payment methods and so much more. And if no questions come to mind now, don't feel like asking live, that's okay. I'm going to send you guys some contact information right now on chat as well. So if you do get any questions at any point, don't hesitate, please, to reach out to our team on WhatsApp. You can also email our help team at help@nexford.org. You can also book a consultation. And we have 2 different types of consultation. So there's a consultation where you can book a call with the Nexford Advisor, literally a consultation where you can tell them about your career goals, you can tell them about your current job or what job you aspire to have, what skills you're hoping to learn, and they can recommend to you a Nexford program depending on your education and your work background, as well as, if you want to specialize in a certain area or industry, they'll be more than happy to recommend that for you. Otherwise, I also do these virtual tours every week, so you can actually find my booking schedule. You can go into the calendar, and I have these sort of 15-minute one-on-one sessions, one-on-one virtual tours. They only go for about 15 minutes. I can cover in that time, any specific area in our online platform that you would like me to cover as well. I'd be more than happy to do that. So if no questions come to mind today, don't worry, there's a ton of ways you can still reach out to our team for support. And a final reminder, guys, that our tuition fees are due to increase in the new year. So I do recommend you get your application done and your enrollment in December at most, if you wish to still benefit from our current tuition fee before the start of the new year. And also our next intake, like I mentioned earlier, is December 1st. So the enrollment deadline for any coming intake is the 27th of the previous month. So this means that if you wish to join our next intake, which is December 1, you need to apply and enroll maximum November 27 in order to join that intake. However, at any point, you can enroll and choose a future start date up to 3 months ahead. So that's just a summary, guys, of the application and enrollment process. Of course, you can learn so much more on our website. Again, you can reach out to our team. I can see that the attendees today don't have questions for me. That's okay. I hope I covered areas in the online platform that you were interested to learn more about. I hope it was, insightful for you guys. Again, don't hesitate to reach out whenever you have any questions. And I think I will wrap up our call then. So thank you so much for taking the time to join me today. Hope you enjoyed the virtual tour, and I cannot wait for you to join our global learner community at Nexford. We're super excited to help you reach your career goals. All right, everybody have a good day or a good afternoon or a good evening, and I hope we hear from you guys again. Thanks, everybody. Bye.